Saw dudes. It's me, Nathaniel. Sproles. And this is gonna be a video, and I didn't do a second part of the caffeine, chronicles. I don't know, I guess I got a little demotivated. Well, maybe not demotivated, I don't know. But I didn't make it a second day, I didn't make it a third day, I didn't make it a fourth day, and then I decided to have a cup of coffee. And what I got was anxiety. I got twitchies, the little fucking twitchies like how you get when you're on fucking like Adderall or something. Something pretty epic. But what I wanted to really talk about was addiction. How no matter what you think you are, or no matter what you think you're not, we're all addicts to something. Whether that be food, a food addiction, which I'd say 99% of people have. And yes, food is an addiction. Because you know why? I'm currently on my second day of my snake diet fast. And I realized, man, food's really just not that important. Sure, it's important to live. That sounds pretty contradictory, right? Yeah, you need it to live, but in what quantity and what frequency? You know what I'm saying? On day 2, currently, I don't know, maybe 35 hours into a fast. And man, the cravings have just gone. They're just gone. They're out. What I'm experiencing is a little bit of joint pain. Maybe not joint pain, more of joint aches like I used to get when I used to run cross country. Like right after a run, you get a little bit of aches, but they almost feel great. They almost feel good, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk in this video that maybe it'll help me with my certain addictions. This is a vape. And a lot of people make fun of kids vaping, and there's a whole bunch of funny vaping memes and shit like that, and I was never into it. It doesn't make it better, but I have never smoked cigarettes. It does not make it better. Nicotine is nicotine, addiction is addiction. Whether you're addicted to playing video games, which I am, I'm probably a dopamine addict as well. And that's probably the hardest thing to get rid of, It's like, I have few addictions. One, video games is another. I'm trying to think. I suppose the gym is an addiction. However, some could argue that's healthy, some could argue it's not. I love it. I love the gym. However, these two addictions are pretty harmful to my health. I've been vaping for maybe 2.5, 3 years. And man, it was probably the worst decision I ever made in my life. Ever. Like if I had the same mindset I had now, I could go back before I played video games, I'd probably play video games still. If I could go back and tell myself, you're going to be a vapor, a smoker in 3 years, I would have done everything in my power to just stop, just to help myself. And I suppose it really hasn't made that much of an impact on my life besides money. I think, however, it's not really that expensive at the start, but once you buy like a mod or something, it's like you gotta buy coils, you gotta buy juice, sometimes your glass breaks, sometimes your vape fucks up, and it's just $20 here, $30 there, $20 here, everything like that. And these small vapes, man, it's so bad. I got this for $12. $12. The vape itself was 99 cents, and the pods were like $10. What is that? I'm ashamed of myself that I can't. No. I'm not ashamed that I can't stop, because I can. But it's the hardest thing ever. I was I was on I think I was on Cole Robinson's YouTube channel, and I was looking at the comments, and some person said cocaine is harder to get off than a food addiction, which I agree. And I thought that kind of like resonated with me a little bit. I was like, if I can get rid of a food addiction, I can really get rid of all of my addictions. And then somehow I rationalize it in my head. I'm like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of my food addiction first, but keep vaping it because nicotine's an appetite suppressant. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to eat, but I'm going to vape to help myself out. And it's like, okay, first you're on an empty stomach, increasing your blood pressure, increasing your heart rate. Does that sound healthy? And man, when you vape and you go try to do cardio or something, you just hate yourself. And this isn't like I'm not trying to be like a sad boy or something, but man, it's the worst decision I ever made. And there's no friends are in involvement, however, no blame on them. I think I was the first person to get into vaping in our friend group. I got the first mod. I remember, shout out Andrew, I remember you called me a faggot for getting my first vape, and then everyone did, and I can't blame my friends. I cannot blame my friends. If my friends were all heroin addicts and I really wanted to, I'd cut them off. I could. However, vaping hasn't made such a detrimental impact on my life that I just had to stop. That I just had to be like, you know what, this is too much. But I had to do that with weed and my friends. Like my friends and I, we just smoke weed every day, multiple times a day. Get high as shit. And I remember, it's always, whenever I get high, it's always like, I'm not even thinking, I'm just looking around. So I had to stop that. I had to just stop hanging out with them for a while. And it was hard. It was very hard. But I can't seem to do that with nicotine. Everyone has a vape in my friend group. In fact, JJ, one of my close friends, one of my best friends, he stopped vaping, and no one no one admires him for it. I admire him for it. That's the hardest thing someone could possibly do. I think nicotine, caffeine are the two most addictive substances. And you know what? They're legal. That's the worst part about it. So, I appreciate everyone watching this. There's really no point to this. I'm just sitting outside of my class, just waiting to go in. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a YouTube video. I appreciate everyone watching this, and if you want to see more of the Caffeine Chronicles or something, please let me know. Thanks.